Hello, everyone. My name is Dejaniro, and yeah, I've been gone for a long while. I'm sorry. I've been going through a very rough patch, and oof. I know I'm not the only one going through things. I know I'm not the only one who has had it really freaking tough for the past couple of months. I know. It's okay. I recently learned a lot, and I recently learned that a lot more people care a lot more than you think. And even if that person or persons that you want to care for you the most doesn't care for you the way that you want them to, it doesn't mean that they don't. So love them. Allow yourself to be loved. Doesn't matter how the person loves you. All that matters is that they do. And that you will always love them. Some of you may get it, some of you might not. But the point is that it's going to be hard sometimes. A lot of times. And the hard times are going to keep coming back every so often. But it's okay. You'll be okay. Just hope that your dreams will come true. Okay? And talking about hope, today I'm going to be making a drawing about a movie that I hope is going to be good, but let's be honest, it's going to be amazing. Damn, that was a good transition. Or a bad one, who cares? So today we're going to be making a poster for Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. And I'm also going to be giving a small review since I'm going to watch it in a bit as of recording this. So that's going to be awesome. Let's begin. Future Dejaniro here. So this video took forever to make, not because the drawing was hard, but because life just gets in the way. So that's why the video might feel a little old, even if it's coming out now. Sorry. But let's get back to past me. Alright, let's do this one last time. That's as long as I'm gonna go with that bit. So I started with a simple concept: Miles in the front and Spider-Man 2099 in the back as an antagonist type beat, you know. But I also really wanted to draw Gwen and Spider-Man, so I decided to move 2099 to the right and put Gwen to the left, with Spidey in the back and Miles in the front. Immediately, I had the idea of making the background one of those like hexagon portal shapes that we see in the trailers, and mix it with the web of life and destiny we see all throughout the Spider-Verse movie. Which, by the way, in the comics, at least as far as I remember, the web itself isn't the multiverse. It's an actual web that you can touch, which is also actually the multiverse. It's weird, but I don't care. I love it. Also, in the comics, the spider totems, the name for the spider people all throughout the multiverse, are not the keepers of the web of life and destiny. It's actually Morlun and the inheritors. It's super weird and super complicated, but I love it. And also, I could be wrong. I think that the actual keeper was one of the inheritors after the story ended. Anyways, after sketching out the main poses and stuff, I decided to just immediately start coloring. I barely ever do that, but it felt like the natural progression, since it was a very fluid and relatively fast process for this piece. You also noticed the discrepancy between the designs that I drew and the movie designs, especially with 2099. That's because I was going from memory. I've loved these characters since I was a kid, and I rarely need any reference as to how they look. And you can tell by the design of 2099. In this piece, he's a lot more comic accurate. I mean, here's what he looks like in the movie, and here's how he looks like in the comics. Same with Gwen. Here's her movie counterpart, here's her comic version. And as you can see, mine's more accurate to the comics. And again, not for any reason, I was just going from memory. The only real one that I did more movie accurate was Miles, because he has such a distinct costume in this movie. And even then, you can see in the trailers and promotional art that he has like plating and armor on it, I think. But again, anyway, I keep getting distracted. Holy damn. Okay, so I started rendering and coloring 2099 first because I've been so excited to see this movie. And to see this guy in a movie since like 2013 when I found out about him. Like, the fact that Miles got a movie before Miguel makes me, okay, not angry, but it's just weird to me since Miguel has such a rich and long-standing history. I don't know. I'm super like exposure biased. I love them all. That's all that matters. But what I mean by exposure bias is that I started getting into Spider-Man and like lore of superheroes early in my middle school years. And although Miles was the origin issue for Miles was the first comic book I ever picked up, I already knew about 2099 Spider-Man, about Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider, about Kane Parker, Scarlet Spider, about Peter, obviously. Who doesn't know about Peter Parker? And The Flash and everything. But yeah, so I was exposed to Miguel first. And then when I was in middle school, the first issue of Miles came out. So Miles has been in the comics for like 10 to 12 years, something like that. So for me, it was just like, bro, what? I wanted Miguel to get a movie first because he's so cool and his costume is so cool. And it doesn't matter. Right, so after finishing Miguel, I decided that I wanted a more structured approach to the rest of the drawing. So I started making the outline for everyone. From there, I rendered Miles, then Gwen, then Spidey. I'm rushing through the process because I'm about to leave for the movie. So okay, you know what? I'll just be right back after the movie. All right. So, holy shit. Okay, so this movie, oh my god, this movie's so good, bro. All right, so obviously, spoiler warning. Skip to this time code if you want to see the end result and not hear any spoilers. And yeah, okay, so the movie was obviously amazing. Miles is the superstar once more, and I'm trying to review chronologically, but excuse my excitement. I like that we started off the movie from the perspective of Gwen and how much Miles impacted her life, which in and of itself is foreshadowing for a theory, maybe not a theory that I have. I like that we see very traditional Spidey stuff through Gwen, and that her universe feels and looks like unique. It's so good. Not only that, but the fact that we're like, okay, the fact that we're thrusted immediately into the plot and action helps so much. In that opening scene, the tension between Captain Stacy and Gwen, and the subsequent fight scene, the action, it all screams Spider-Man to me. It's like, I like the love that went into this movie is palpable. I can taste the love that went into this movie. It tastes like those really, really like bad, but like not bad Spider-Man popsicles that like as kids we all loved them because they were like 98% sugar but like 1% taste, and there's just a 1% extra of just mystery. You know what I'm talking about. And they all looked ugly, but like it was good because we were kids and sugar was good. Okay, it doesn't matter. The first scene also helps with making Miguel look like a good guy, which he is. Let me be a bit more like general, because if not, then the video is gonna take like 3 hours. So okay, from there we jump to Miles, and oh my lord, this kid is so cool from the get-go. Like, I love Miles, he's so cool. So is Spider-Man, and by the way, her like choreo was insane. Jesus, it's so cool. Miles is doing the whole college hunting thing, and he put some love out there for his parents. Rio, a more authentic Puerto Rican mom I've never seen in media. As a Puerto Rican, I can confidently say that I've met Miles' mom, and I've had Miles' mom. She's just so cool. Jefferson, I love him. I just love him. I love when dads are portrayed like good dads in media. I'm a sucker for a good dad Batman. I love good dad Superman, and Jefferson is basically the same. He's just a supportive dad trying to take care for his son in the best possible way, and they did such a good job characterizing that. Now, the Spot, I love him. I've always loved the Spot. I won't pretend like I'm an expert, but I've known of him for years. There's this one comic book that he fights Peter in like an abandoned building in like the sunset. I'll try to find some pictures of it because it's such a specific comic book, but it's like a epilogue to a different comic. I don't know. I have it. I don't know where it is though. I hope it's okay. But you know, I've always wanted to see him in like a movie, in like the big screen and everything. Especially since I've always had the idea that the movies go with. Like, this guy's made of portals. Like, I'm surprised it took this long to see him in a movie, but he is pretty goofy, and he does turn into a formidable force by the end of the movie. Which, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the ending, bro. All the supporting characters were also so freaking cool. Hobie Brown, sick. Like, sick. His hair makes no sense from a physics standpoint, but he's a rebel, so it makes sense. Spider-Man India, Pavitr, I think? He encapsulates what it's like to be a young Spidey so well. And also that no scene was amazing. Never celebrate early, bro. All of them are so cool. All of them. Oh my god. Peter was barely in the movie, and all the scenes he was in, he basically owned the show. Funny, quippy, happily married, and with little Mayday Parker. Miguel, the Spider-Man of the year 2099 from the city of Nueva York. I gotta be honest, I really don't like where they took the character in this movie. I love Miguel. I've had since like middle school or before, and it really sucked to see one of my favorite versions of Spider-Man be portrayed like a borderline villain. That being said though, personal biases aside, he was amazing. Like, I've never been so annoyed with a Spider-Man before. Besides in Spider-Man 2, where Sam Raimi forgot that he was making a Spider-Man movie and made Peter act like a completely different character. Actually, that goes for the entire trilogy, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Miguel, I ended up being okay with the characterization. With the character of his, because, well, it's a different version. It's a multiverse. And since that's the name of the game, then I don't really mind. Same goes with Jess. I love Jessica Drew. Her mainline version and her ultimate version. And when I saw Jess Drew on a TV spot, I was like, what? We're not getting classic Jess? But it's okay because it's the multiverse. So, you know, people are gonna be angry about it. I was angry about it for a little bit, but then I was like, well, it is the multiverse, so classic Jess and ultimate Jess are out there somewhere. Speaking of, that scene where we see all the Uncle Bens and Captain Stacy's, and we see Andrew Garfield, my fucking in love, and I love that. Also, MCU Prowler, got it. I need to say no more. This movie is so good. All the little Easter eggs, stuff that makes sense in the first movie because of this movie. Oh, it's just so good. It's so good. Anyway, Miguel. So Miguel's motivation is a bit weird in my opinion, but it works for the movie. Also, Miguel, although I don't think he would act like that in the comics, I do like that he is very much an accurate version for the most part. It's weird. And the weird spider power drug, the fangs with the venom, which, by the way, he was about to kill that version of Vulture, like straight up. Had he done that, the talons in the hands, the web cape, everything was so good. And I know that people are gonna complain about so many different versions of Peter, especially very popular versions of Peter, being okay with the plan of Miguel. And to that I say, when has any version of Peter thought about something that wasn't immediately good? They all want to help and save people, and most versions of Spidey agree with Miles, yeah, on the fact that you can try to do both, but sometimes people die. And I can think of no better superhero than Spider-Man to take a slightly dumb decision and just run with it. Sure, if they tried, they could probably save all of them. Like, come on, it's Spider-Man. But the multiverse would collapse or whatever, and if that happens, then they will be willingly killing an infinite amount of more people than if they just allow some to die. But they're Spider-Man, all of them, so the next movie they're gonna find a way to save everyone. I'm just gonna skip to the end because I don't want this video to be too long. So in the end of the movie, we see Miles return to his original universe, and by that I mean that the Go Home machine. Yes, that's the real name as far as I remember. Read Miles' DNA and sees that the spider that bit him belonged on Earth 42, and it takes him there. From there, we learn that the world in which Miles actually is not his own. What? And New York is ruled by the Sinister Six cartel, which already has spawned so many questions and theories, and then boom, the movie ends. And we meet a evil version, or ambiguous version of Miles with accent. He says Miles Morales, and I'm like, yo. And then the movie just ends. You know, Gwen makes her own team to try to rescue Miles and like, um, go against Miles. I mean Miguel, but yeah, the movie just ends, and I hate it because I want more. But now we're probably gonna have to wait. They say that the movie's gonna come out next year, 2024, but I guarantee they're gonna delay it eventually to 2026 because that kind of movie takes forever to make, and I don't want them to rush it. I want to be able to like watch it properly and have it be fun. So yeah, Hey, weird thing, but it's been almost a month, if not a month, since I started making this video. Life gets in the way in more ways than one, and you gotta pick your battles. But anyway, this movie is so good that even now, all I want to do is make more Spider-Man related stuff. But the next video is going to be my own version of Bumblebee, and from there I'm going to introduce some new OCs to you guys. Mixed in there will be shorter videos of random pieces that I want to make, but yeah. Hopefully 2 or even 3 videos a month. Hopefully I can manage to like get that like schedule going, like 2 to 3 videos a month. But yeah, in any case, the movie was amazing. I can't wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I was right, they delayed it. And I hope you all enjoyed the video. So yeah, here's the finished piece. See you soon. Thank you for watching, and good night.